Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here. Day 2 of War Within Early Access is in the books, and there's been a handful of questions answered today about World Quest, weekly events, gearing, some new events, tier sets, when to replace them, Dark Moon trinkets, Renown grinding, rare scaling, and all that. Today, what that was. Today, I want to hit on all of that in this video, cover it, and go from there. Now, the actual tier set section might be a bit skewed towards Warlock. This is a pretty general video. You can work for basically any class if you get questions about this stuff, how to do it, and well, you know, all of that. Oh, also want to hit on the website a little bit in a minute here too. So with updated talent builds, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get it rolling. All right, and by in a minute here, I basically meant now. This is my website for those that don't know. It is kalamazi.gg. I've had it for a few years. I haven't really talked about it a whole lot for a handful of reasons, but we are pushing, well, pushing, I mean, we're pushing updates to the website every so often, every few days, and it is indeed up to date for War Within when it comes to talent builds, guides, and basically all of that. We have Affliction, Demo Destro, Near Palace, which covers boss guides, well, boss builds for each fight. Each spec section, if you drop that menu here, has different things you can click on here and there, but each guide section has talent builds, which thanks to Wowhead have these embeds which you can interact with and things. Now this is off center, maybe fixed at some point, but you can interact with the talent builds for Diabolus Dash for a single target and plus AoE, Soul Harvest for Demonology. I think I meant Demonology here, but talent builds for whatever you want. The website will be used as well as a spreadsheet to update talent builds whenever they change for the foreseeable future. The paste bin links I'll have floating around to a little bit here and there, but it is becoming a headache to go in and edit that and change it and have to paste it here and there and everything else. If you want that stuff, guides in general, whether you want talent builds or rotational stuff or trinkets, which are out on the website, the best few we have out currently, or stat weights or consumables, or everything's new. It covers new flask, Chemical Chaos, potions, enchants, rotational stuff, whatever you want. Guides by week auras, they're basically all on the website under the AF, Demo, or Destro guide sections. I will say we are experimenting a little bit with ads in the website just to pay for its monthly charge. Not even making a profit off at this point, not trying to, but we're trying to experiment a bit with that in certain spots. If they're there, they shouldn't be disruptive. If they are, we'll change that. So just heads up. But if you want to look at it or just bookmark it or whatever for a recent tool, or for use down the line or whatever, this will indeed be getting updated every so often. I mean, whenever things change, it will be the main hub for talent build updates, all that. If you want them, all you gotta do, come here, click the spec you want, copy talents, put it in game. If you want to look at it, click this button, you're right on Wowhead, and that works all the same. Now, when it comes to other things I want to hit on today, so there's been a handful of things that have happened over the past, I would say 24 hours, when it comes to like weekly events, right? Now, we're going to hit on a handful of things here, but first off, so there was a special, there are these special events that are happening in Kazalgar. We had one over here at Isle of Dorn. I'm on my other Warlock here, so you can't really see it. It expired, I think, 5-6 hours ago, but it was level 80 World Quest, basically. You could do it below then. I guess below level 80 and get the box, but you can't open it until level 80. Now this box gives baseline 571 or higher gear from the first 2 special assignment boxes that you loot per week. Now it also says in the tooltip, the first 4 special assignment boxes per week give you a delve key for bountiful delves or whatever. I wouldn't spend those keys regardless now, wait for level 8 delves to open up, but you want to be doing these. If you miss this one, it's gone. Can't do much about it, but the cool thing is that it probably doesn't matter a whole lot either way. But so I believe they rotate on every like 3.5 day schedule. This one ended about 6 hours ago. There is one sitting over here in Ringing Deeps in this vicinity somewhere. I believe it has about 3 days and 3.5 days left on it, right? Now, the interesting thing is that we didn't see another one pop up, which we should have seen based on how it's been on beta and stuff. And we quickly realized, and we're assuming, that it's likely sitting in Azkahet, which doesn't have World Quest open now. Now, if you're wondering why certain things aren't working, like aren't there, basically, in-game, it's pretty safe to assume that for most part, it's like it is gated behind Monday stuff. So when it comes to things being gated behind Monday release, like the actual release of the game, right? Azkahet quests are gated behind, I believe, choosing like a faction of spiders to ally with, to align with, and that will then open up World Quest for you. Unfortunately, we believe that is gated behind Monday's overall like big release. To a similar extent, there is a quest or a weekly thing over here, the Theater Troop, right? Which on beta gave a weekly reward box with gear and all kind of stuff. We believe this is also gated behind Monday, the actual release. You can do this event every hour or so and fill a bar in top of your screen, which will give you like a actor's box, but I haven't seen any gear come from that. We believe that is also gated behind Monday. To a similar extent, Hellfall, this quest up here, Spreading the Light, also we believe gated behind Monday. A lot of little quests up here you can do, like this, well I guess, I think this one is a quest I unlocked, a lot of like little ones up here. Lighting these torches, which we'll look at here probably in a minute or so, which is a pretty good way to like grind resources out. It's okay. You can get gear from them. A very low chance you can get mounts too. But we believe the weekly Spreading the Light quest, once again, unfortunately, gated behind Monday's release. Now, the good news is that realistically, Monday, you're going to have a day and a half for reset whatever to do it all. Or I guess a day, doesn't really matter a whole lot. You can log on, knock it out really fast. But when Monday rolls around, you're going to have this to do. You're going to have your Theater Troop to do. Sorry, your Theater Troop to do right over here, assuming that works on Monday. As Gahet will likely open as well with quests. You can do all these quests in here and likely have the special assignment quest in here somewhere, which is probably top priority to get done. That's 571 to 580 gear. Also has a delve key in it. And, you know, if that expires, that key is just, you know, sort of gone for the week. So that is important to knock out there. All right, I briefly mentioned the Hellfall grinding of events and all that kind of stuff. So we're up here in Hellfall. This is the weekly quest again. Once again, likely unlocks on Monday, but there are these smaller events here. For example, this Cutting Edge one, which is ending in 4 seconds. Now, there's a handful of them here. Waters of War, Bleak Sands. I believe the way you... From what I understand, the way you activate these is by coming in here and just contributing to like these torches, right? Which there are smaller torches around here. There's somewhere if you can find one, you can put sort of like, yeah, over here. You can put like essentially, I believe it's like resonant embers, something like that here. You get them by killing mobs around the zone. Well, you contribute 3 of them, it will spawn a daily mob in, or a daily, like, I'm starting to flames, there we go. It'll spawn like a quest giver in that has a daily you can take, which comes here. They should spawn somewhere. Here he is, there we go, perfect. Gives you a daily, which you can do. This one is explore the nearby ledge and deal with the threats, whatever. It gives you a lamplighter supply satchel and some Arathi rep. Now, on top of that, the little events here also give you rep whenever you finish them, and a satchel. They last 20 minutes, and they correspond to like being around these flames here. This might get nerfed at some point, not really sure. It's a pretty good rep farm, or I guess Renown farm, for this faction, whatever you want to call it here, reputation. Now, my very first one that I finished, I actually pulled this trinket right here, the Ascension one from, we've been playing on beta a lot, which is not up in a World Quest yet. I did not pull any gear from like the next 8 I did besides that. And people were saying that it's very hard to pull gear from them. You can get a mount from one of them, gear from others, but for the most part, it seems like it's pretty challenging. But if you want to do it, this is like probably a pretty solid farm at this point, both for Renown and just in general. Once again, the quest is right here. It gives Hellfall or Arathi Commendation, which I believe corresponds to, yeah, this rep right here. There you go. So if you want to do that, feel free to do it. A bit of gear farming, some Renown farming, all that. Renown is also account-wide, so whatever you get, you know, it adds up and culminates, and you know, whatever you have across your characters is what you have. Now, getting into that, which is very important. This was discovered a few weeks ago and all that, but like it's becoming relevant now because you can actually get a good bit of Renown, whether it's Council of Dorangal, Assembly of Deeps, Hellfall Arathi, or Severed Threads, by just doing the zones. Like do the quick campaign in the zone, do the side quest in the zone, get Renown. Council, Assembly, and Hellfall Arathi all give high eye level reward gear at 7 or 8. So for example, here's Council. At 7, you get a 584 pair of shoulders, which is veteran. 584, it's up there, right? Assembly of the Deeps, this is level 7 here to clarify. Assembly of the Deeps is level 8. You get a 584 helm. Hellfall Arathi is level 7 as well. You get 584 chest armor. Now, Severed Threads is a bit different. This is the one in Askahet, the spider zone. You get a trinket at level 6, which I believe you can customize the actual stats on it. It's 571. It's called the, what's it called? The Pheromone Secretor. But at level 11, which is higher to go, it's hard to grind out. I haven't heard anybody getting this yet. You get a higher one at 584, which you can still customize stats and all of that. Now to show here, once again, this is like 581 gear roughly, I believe. 584. That is equivalent to Mythic Zero gear, which does not become available until the season starts. We can look right here. Wrong. It's not the current season, but it's okay. Dungeons. Here we go. Mythic Zero, Cinder Brew Meadery. Doesn't really matter, right? So it's 593, but this is veteran 4 out of 8. The gear from the actual Renown vendors is 584, I believe, but that's higher that you can go basically across the board. And I'm like 70% sure that's upgradable. I knew it earlier, but it's 3:30 in the morning and I'm very tired. But I'm pretty sure you can upgrade it. Even if you can't, either way, I mean, it's pretty easy to grind out, do the side quests you need it for achievements, all that kind of stuff. If you want to grind it out, have fun with it, do it to it. You're not going to find a gear that high regardless. Heroic gear dungeons, which starts happening on Monday, does indeed go to 580. But you got to spend Valor Stones on that. Now, to be fair, all it takes is Valor Stones, no crest, so it isn't that big of a deal. But if you want to have a bit of a head start or grind that out and just doing side quests in general, you might as well. So between the Hellfall event, the Renown grinding, and the Monday weekly events are coming in, it should be, there's a handful of ways to get some value. Now, one of the last things that we've seen recently, and we're not sure if this is the case or not. I'm not sure if this is the case or not. I linked these pages in yesterday's video, which correspond, or they talk about the rares in each zone, right? Some of them are scaling rares. One time you kill it and that's it. Other ones you can kill every day. I don't know what is happening in game here. Please stop. So it looks like these ones that you kill every day, there might actually be a scaling factor based on what they drop, which corresponds to your character's item level. That could be totally wrong. I don't know. But yesterday, all I heard was 571 gear dropping from these. I hadn't heard anything else besides that. Then today, started hearing 574. Then 577 towards the end of like today and later on in the stream. And the only correlation that we saw, unless Blizzard came in and buffed them, was that people's eye levels were gradually increasing by working through special assignments, working through world quests, doing normals. So it seems like these rares eye level might actually correspond to your eye level. There's no Titan forging like we saw on Dragonflight, but 577 is pretty high. That's basically what you get from max eye level in the heroic upgrades, like max, you know, whatever track it's on. If you buy the Renown upgrades and get more through heroic gear, when on Monday, rare farming has relevancy. We're not sure if it's scaling or not. We're not 100%. I don't know. I didn't confirm it. I didn't get the drop today. But if you're looking at that or curious about it, that is somewhere that you can go, something that you can look at. And kill rares, basically. The daily rares here. These ones drop like 455. Sorry, 555. These scaling ones. The ones you want to kill are the level 80 ones per day. The last thing I want to hit on here, people are asking a lot as well, is when to break your tier set and trinket gearing in general. What is standing in front of me? Oh, that's a cool bug. I am five. I'm higher than this actually, but so I am playing my tier set here. Now, only doing this to show you guys that I ran these sims wearing my tier set, and I broke it pretty easily. Now, when it comes to tier sets, my first sim that I ran here, this is early on today. I am playing Dark Trinkets. We get to that in a minute here also. This is a Demonology sim. These sims do work on raid bots. No custom APL needed. It works. So I was simming Darkwing Trinkets here. I already had on my actual like upgraded gear. I have 545 gloves on, 54, 77, 64, and 54. And I said, let me sim my tier set as well and see where it compares. So this right here, you can sort of ignore the trinkets. It's whatever. Ascension and Symbiosis. This is simming all the gear I have on here except for putting on tier gloves, which like, I mean, it's about a, what, 700k DP or 700 DPS loss. Not the end of the world. But I gotta scroll all the way down here. Here's some two pieces right here. I got to go all the way down. Two piece. There's the first three piece, the highest three piece right here. About a 10k DPS loss comparatively what I'm playing here with higher eye level. I got to keep going even further to find my four piece. Keep going. I'm going to skip ahead. It's way down here. My four piece is sitting down here at about a 7... no, it's more than that. It's about a 17,000 DPS loss, as long as these sims are accurate, which they seem to be roughly. I mean, it's a substantial eye level jump. I mean, yeah, I mean, you are breaking a tier set, but like, let's be honest, it's not like it's an incredibly strong tier bonus in the first place. And they're all 528. We're rocking 545, 64, 77. You're jumping 50 plus eye levels. So I would say somewhere in this range is probably where you can start breaking your tier set. But in general, just run the sim. You can hop on here, do it. Takes 5 seconds, and there's that. This is Demonology. I simmed wearing this gear for Destro and Af, like with my 4 set on here, and this is what the results came out to be. I gained 17,000 DPS swapping to these pieces here. This is the tier sim right here, what I'm wearing in game. I gained a lot of DPS putting on other pieces of gear. Eye level matters, right? This is a Destruction, here's Affliction. Same thing. I gained even more, right? So run your own sims, do what you got to do. But I would say probably isn't the big of a deal. Honestly, you're just killing rares and world mobs anyways, right? You're not gonna wear it for much longer. So the last thing I want to hit on here in this conglomeration of a video is Dark Moon trinkets. Warband banks are account wide now. You can put gold from one character into your Warband bank and grab it on a different server on any character you want. Dark Moon decks, there are 4 of them, I believe. I bought 9 of varying Dark Moon decks from Illidan for like 35k gold. If you want them, people are doing it now, so I'm going to go up in price a bit, but they're not terrible. They're 577, and they simmed higher than my Ascension trinket by a little bit. They're a higher eye level. If rares are scaling off your eye level and you care, there's a boost there, number 1. Number 2, they're not bad. It's baseline intellect. You gain stacks, a random secondary stat. If you enter combat here, you take nature damage and gain verse. The other 2 are sitting somewhere in this bag of garbage. Here it's like a damage and then stat effect, radiance, and then vivacity, something like that. They're not bad. Just search Dark Moon deck and look for 577. Now Illidan was pretty cheap for me. My main server was more expensive. If you want to put gold in your Warband bank, have a character in a different server, buy them for cheap, put the items like these in your Warband bank because they're BOE, you can do that, then hop back to your main on a different server, pull them out. Easy. Buy them on a smaller server or a larger server where they're more cheap or they're cheaper, and then either sell them for a higher price or just get them for your own character and go from there. But they're not bad. 577, that is, that's basically that. That's where I'm at today. End of day 2. It's been fun. And yeah, looking forward to heroic dungeons on Monday and all that happening. But either way, it's been a pretty fun time.